Hey, everybody. My name is Chris. I'm the editor of Mahoning Matters. Youngstown State has a Shark Tank pitch event coming up on the 26th at the Williamson College of Business auditorium, 5:30 to 7:30. And we have Danny Catullo. He's the featured speaker at the event. And he's going to be one of the Sharks. Want to ask him about what's going on there. Hey, Danny, how's it going?
It's going great. How about you?
Fantastic. Are you a Shark Tank fan?
Oh, yeah. Of course I am.
So this has got to be exciting. I mean, obviously it's just Youngstown State, but still being a Shark, that's got to be kind of fun, right?
Well, one of the things is too, I just love giving back to the school. For myself, I'm a business owner in the Youngstown area for a long time. And then I had another startup, and between the butcher shop that I had owned, Catullo Prime Meats, my family's butcher shop, and then also my startup, Perishable Shipping Solutions, which scaled. We hired more than 50 Youngstown State graduates, as well as plenty of other students that were going to YSU and working for us part-time. So for me, it's great to also give back to the school because the school has done so much for me too.
Fantastic. So what happens is it's the Burton D. Morgan Foundation. They donated $10,000 to YSU to support entrepreneurs. So $8,000 are going to go to business investments for YSU students. So even though you're not pitching your own money, you're helping select who's going to win, correct?
Yep. Yes, I am. And, hopefully too, I'm also, as you mentioned earlier, the guest speaker of the event. I have this unique experience where, I've raised money. I was an entrepreneur most of my life, and can maybe give some of my experience to those that are in attendance, not only just pitching at the event, so they could be able to see the dream that I got to live, and then also be able to understand that you could live anywhere in the country. I mean, I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, born and raised, went away to school, came back, and was still able to, raise over $9 million, build a business, sell it. And hopefully that experience, it can be able to really motivate some other students too, to do great things.
Very good. So how many people are going to be presenting it to you during the event? Do you know how many groups are coming?
No, the applications were just getting finalized last week, so I don't know how many we got total. But looking forward to hearing all the ideas and all the inspiration from all these young students.
Definitely. You're one of the Sharks. I think we've got four overall, right? Barb Ewing, Eileen Tressel, and Mason Green, I believe. Yep. What do you know about these guys? I mean, I know they're YSU distinguished people either at YSU or Youngstown. Do you know how they're going to be as Sharks? I mean, could you compare them to one of the Sharks that's on the show?
Well, it should be an interesting, eclectic group of people. And we all have like a little bit of different experience too. Some of us have been, Mason and I have been in, I would say, in the muck, going and being entrepreneurs and really getting our hands dirty and starting businesses. Then you got someone like Eileen that's been a phenomenal philanthropist, understanding how to really utilize funding to be able to support ideas and businesses. And then you got someone like Barb Ewing, from the YBI, who's been a major inspiration for those, and has done a lot as far as supporting entrepreneurs throughout the Valley. So you really have like this good mixture of people to be able to really, I think, give probably some good perspectives when we get to hear those ideas. And it should be interesting to see how we all play out when it comes to who wants some characteristic more than the other one.
Yeah, who wants to be Mark Cuban? Who wants to be Mr. Wonderful? Stuff like that. Well, I'm wondering, I misspoke, Ellen Tressel, not Eileen Tressel. Yeah. I'm wondering, since she's married to Jim Tressel, are people going to feel like maybe a football idea would be what they would need to present and get the award?
Well, Ellen's a smart lady, so she knows a lot about different ideas. I don't think it has to be about sports. To us, especially to me, I'm really looking for someone that has the motivation to see the idea through. So It's one thing to have a great idea, but I want to be able to feel from them that they are willing to put in the time and investment to see it all the way through. It is very much a marathon, not a sprint when you own your own business. It is not just about winning each day. It's about longevity. And so I'm just very interested to hear more of those ideas and see if it has some lasting power in today's marketplace.
Do you think that's a big thing that aspiring business owners need to learn? Because I think Shark Tank's great because it kind of opens people's eyes to it. But like you said, sometimes you kind of miss the bigger picture. You watch the show and you're like, oh, this is easy. I'll do it. What do you think people miss from what it takes for a fun show like that to becoming a good businessman is successful?
Yeah. So in my experience, a company that I started is called Perishable Shipping Solutions.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually shipped for food companies that were online. So I shipped for 6 different companies that were on Shark Tank. And so I got a different perspective being working with them as a partner. And one of those things is on Shark Tank, you get this really like short reel about the company, but it takes hours and hours of filming and a lot of research that's happening behind the scenes for those sharks to be able to understand what ideas are coming on that show. And so just like in real life, you get this little snippet. Sometimes you see success, but what you don't realize is how much work it goes into building that success. So it's really all those things, all those hours, all those sleepless nights, all those stomach aches that come before that you can't really capture on a show like Shark Tank.
Well, you think about a successful business, like they talk about what you can sell for based upon what you buy it for or how much it costs to make it. Those things take time, right? To make sure you can really lower your costs and try and maximize what you can sell things for.
Yeah.
Very good. What don't want you to give away your whole speech, but what are you going to talk to people about during your speech during the evening?
Yes. So, as I mentioned before, had a lot of experience with working with young either interns or students or graduates of Youngstown State. And one thing that's pretty common around this area is it can feel like there isn't much opportunity here than there is elsewhere. And what I want to show the students that are there listening at the speech is how someone from this area can be able to take an idea onto the national scale and grow it. So, I have a pretty relatable story. My 3rd generation, Italian American, Slovak American. My grandparents worked in the steel mills. My great grandparents came here, from the other countries, and I went to school around here. I went away to Ohio State, and I came back to run a family business. And what I want to do is show how you could be able to be inspired to think of something on a national scale and not just be thinking locally to Youngstown. And you don't have to live in a large city like San Francisco or New York City or Chicago to be able to have that idea be executed and followed through.
What do you think about business in Youngstown? I think, a lot of people may look at what people say and say, oh, it's not good. But I think you've proven that, business can work. Do you see business as a whole being optimistic for what the future of business is in Youngstown overall?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to, our local economy and selling to people that are from this area, like, of course, we have some economic disadvantages to some wealthier areas in the country, but we do have a lot of advantages. We have what's going on right now with the battery powered cars. We have Intel coming near us. We have a lot of opportunity between Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Columbus that's here. And we live in a way different economy than we did 20, 30 years ago with the internet. For myself and in the butcher shop, for example, a business I still own and my brother runs, we do close to $1 million just on online sales that are happening from other parts of the country. So we have a third of our business that's not even coming from the state of Ohio. And through e-commerce and through shipping and through technology, you now could be able to expand your offering to a much larger audience than you ever could before.
It seems like it really makes a lot of business a national business, even if you're based in one local location.
Definitely. And we do have some strategic advantages here because, property values are low as far as, renting commercial space, building a warehouse, doing something industrial, office space here is much cheaper than elsewhere in the country. It allows you to be able to keep your costs low as you're trying to build a national business.
Fantastic. Do you get, obviously you get this chance coming up, but do you get a chance to talk to local kids? Are they asking for your advice on, becoming a business guy?
All the time, especially those that have worked for me in the past or today, because, they could see me as someone who's from the area, has found a way to be successful, and really just when you have a relatable story. I know for myself, and I look at, the mentors that I've talked to in the past, seeing them be from this area, doing big things on a national stage inspired me to want to be able to do more and build more for my life. And if I could just give a little bit of that back to any number of people, then I'm doing right by my mentors as well.
Okay. It sounds like anybody can attend, right? So even if you're not a business person, if you just want to check it out, you can go. Is there any cost attending the event for the general public?
Nope. And as far as the event, I think it's going to be great for those that are looking to be an entrepreneur today, but others that are just trying to understand what does it take to be able to get an idea through. And so it should be, you're getting some wonderful people, like you said, between Barb, Ellen, Mason, and myself, those that have been around the block, that understand business, that understand marketing, that understand selling yourself. It's a great opportunity for these students to be able to network, be able to hear great ideas, and also learn more about today's economic landscape, because fairly soon you're going to be graduated in the real world, and they're going to have to see, what is it like and what does it take, for their business, whether it be one that they start or one that they work for, to succeed.
Well, I'm just even anybody who needs encouragement. Yeah, you can even be older, and if sometimes going to an event like that can help encourage you to get off your duff and get rolling. So that's really good. All right. Well, Danny, thanks so much for your time. Again, the YSU Shark Tank event is coming at Williamson School of Business, right? 5:30 to 7:30, April 26th at Youngstown State. Anything else we need to know?
No, just looking forward to seeing everyone there.
Fantastic. Hang on just for a second afterwards, and thanks for checking us out. I'm Chris Pugh, editor of Mahoning Matters. Have a great day, everybody.